Hey guys, so I'm going to be doing part 2 of the video on how I started working on weight loss on the road. As like kind of a little bit of a disclaimer here, what I'm about to tell you is not necessarily saying, you know, these are the things you need to do when you're on the road in order to lose weight. This is just the stuff I did, and you know, to begin that part of my life. And if you're, you know, if you want to try it out, you can. If not, you know, it's whatever. If you want more professional advice on it, I would recommend speaking to a personal trainer or a coach and figuring out what would be the best training routine for you to start out with. But yeah, with this video, I'm going to go ahead and cover a few things. First off, what my initial routine was when I first started trying to work out and lose weight. The next thing will be, you know, if you are in shape, some things to consider, you know, when it comes to training on the road. And the last part is just, you know, a little thing about what it's like to work out with pre-workout on the road. So with that, we're going to start with the training routine. So one of the first things I did was I started walking. Walking is really good, simple exercise to go ahead and do. Really simple way to go ahead and do cardio. Obviously, cardio helps you pump blood throughout your body, and then thus you're moving oxygen throughout your body. The other thing too about walking is it's easy. It is an easy activity. One of the simplest things you can do on the road. If you're able to, go ahead and walk. One thing I would do a lot was I would walk laps around my truck, or I would walk laps around the truck stop or at the rest area that I was at. Especially if I'm just, you know, if it's like a rest day, I'll walk like 2 or 3 laps around the area. Eventually, you know, once my cardio started getting better, I started jogging more frequently. You know, and eventually, you know, that kind of just evolves into running, but but yeah. One of the easiest things, it's just simply walking. Now, the other thing too is I did like a really basic full body workout that I found in an article on Facebook one time. And it sounds dumb, but I was just like, oh, let me try this. So what it consisted of was the following. I'm going to go ahead and show some footage of it. Is 20 push-ups, 20 sit-ups, 20 squats, and 20 of whatever this was. I would do this a lot. Like initially when I started doing this, I was very out of shape, so it seemed quite a bit for me at the time. Eventually, you know, I got used to it, and you know, I would increase the reps more, and eventually that just kind of became my warm up for the rest of the workout that I would do. It kind of eventually evolved into me just working out for about an hour to an hour and a half every day. So another thing you can do, just fixing that real quick. Another thing you can do is do pull-ups. Now it's a little bit more difficult to do pull-ups on the road in that you got to figure out where to actually do a pull-up. A lot of the rest areas in across the country, they have little exercise areas you can work at. So, and some of these places do have pull-up bars. Another thing you can do is also get like just a regular pull-up bar, the one you can set up at home. Grab one of those, and if you're, let's say you're doing your 34-hour reset at a hotel or something like that, as like a little kind of like just a simple workout to keep you warmed up whenever you're on the road or at said hotel, you can go ahead and just set that up and do pull-ups right there. Now, when it comes to training on the road, training, whether you're a lifter, if you're someone that does boxing or jiu-jitsu or whatnot, here's just some stuff to consider. When it comes to weightlifting, one of the options you have is actually bringing your own equipment with you on the road. I've seen couples drive around with a deadlifting set where they would just do deadlifts like right next to their truck. I saw one guy one time, he had a full blown bench pressing set right next to his truck, and he was just doing bench presses right there. Myself, I just got like two 30-pound dumbbells that I picked up at a Walmart, which a lot of y'all can do, and just did some really basic arm workouts from that. And there's that. If you're into lifting, but you want to do it at a proper gym, there are some other options for you. I would recommend. I've seen that they have workout stations at Petros, but it's not a common thing. Definitely not on the road. It's not really common. So a couple of options would be actually looking for a gym. I know I've seen guys that will pull up next to a Planet Fitness or a Gold's Gym, and they'll go ahead and train there. If the load you're on has a lot of time available on it, that's something to always think about doing. Keep in mind though, is that what you want to do is like check with the owner or the manager beforehand, and make sure that you're actually cleared to be over there. Some gyms are actually okay with it if the lot's big enough, you're not blocking the customers in, and the lot manager or the owner doesn't have an issue with it. Just go ahead and pull in. It's a good setup in that you can go ahead, come in, get your pump in and everything else, but also there are showers there. So, you can go ahead and get a nice clean shower like right after. Now, when it comes to martial arts training, like let's say you're a boxer, a kickboxer, you're into Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, wrestling and whatnot, the options are a bit more slimmer. When it comes to just doing it on the road, you have the option of just doing some basic drilling and whatnot. There's resistance bands and whatnot you can use to go ahead and do a little bit of basic training, like judo drills or some jiu-jitsu drills. You can do some shadow boxing and whatnot when it comes to your striking as well. Now, when it comes to if you're looking for a gym to go ahead and do that, let's say you're doing a reset in a city or something like that. One thing to consider is just hitting up a gym, or just call up the manager beforehand, or the head coach, and see if he is okay with you coming over. Let's say, hey, I just want to be in town for the day. I want to get a class in. If I pay you like $50 or whatnot, let me see if I can come in. And some coaches are okay with that, so they'll let you in, bring in your equipment and whatnot, and just go ahead and train. Not every coach is okay with that though. Especially like a really strict school, like maybe like a Gracie school or whatnot. They're not going to be completely open to that offer. So it's like a kind of a case by case basis. So it's just something to consider. Now with COVID-19 going on right now, a lot of states are locked down. So keep that in mind, that not a lot, that does limit your options on the road, and where you can, if you're looking for a gym to work out at, it's going to be difficult. The last thing I want to cover is working out and the usage of pre-workout on the road. And this is just coming from my own personal experience, and I've seen some other truck drivers mention this when it comes to working out on the road, and why they don't do it is it keeps you awake. And the kind of the reason behind that, why it's an issue behind that, is because one of the most valuable things you need to do, major things you need to do when you're on the road, is getting sleep. Getting enough sleep is by far the single most important thing you need to do, because it keeps you from falling asleep behind the wheel. And especially if you're working out really hard and you're taking pre-workout, that's going to keep your heart pumping and keep you wide awake overnight. So let's say you're on a really tight schedule and you don't have a room to afford to go ahead and stretch out your rest break. You can only do that 10-hour break and then roll right there. You need your sleep. So in cases like that, what I would advise doing is, as soon as you're done for your shift for the day, go to bed right away as soon as possible, and then get up 3 hours before your clock resets, and then you can go ahead, take your pre-workout, and work out right there. And then that way, you know, when it comes time for your clock to reset and you got to do your pre-trip, you're wide awake, ready, just got your pump in, you're ready for the day right there. But yeah, the best time to really work out would be before your shift, just because it helps you out. And that's if you're on a tight schedule. If you're on like if you have a lot of time on the load, like you can, you know, the window of delivery is like really wide, go ahead and just work out at the end of your like after your shift. That way you can just work out, shower, and then go ahead and get as much sleep as you want. So but yeah, that's about all I did. That's just some of the knowledge I've figured out over the years when it came to working out on the road. If you like the video, please like. If this is some content you're interested in checking out more of, please subscribe and ring the bell for some notifications. I'm going to start thinking about another video I'm going to do at some point, but Thanksgiving is coming up, so I'm going to just try and enjoy my time off. But thank you for watching, and see you later.